Good morning. Today we are working on our last objective of this unit. So that means tomorrow's a Friday, it'll be a retake day. When we come back from spring break, we will do a review on Monday. We will do our practice test on Tuesday and our, our real test will be on that Wednesday that we come back from spring break. So make sure that you are ready and prepared for that. So we are ending this unit with Po59. I can find missing sides of similar polygons. So similar polygons are polygons that are, who remembers? What is our little term that we have for similar polygons? Avery? Nope, not congruent. Joy? Not corresponding. Those are terms that we have used, but that is not what it means to be similar. Remember, congruent polygons are same shape, same size. They're identical. So similar polygons are not congruent. What do we say they are, Rhoda? Proportional. They are proportional. And the way we say it, our catchy little term to show that they're proportional is we say same shape, different size. It means their angles are congruent. Sides are proportional, like Rhoda said. So all the sides are getting bigger or smaller at the same rate. You can divide that fraction down when you match up the corresponding sides, and you divide that fraction down. For each set of corresponding sides, they divide down to the same number. So that shows they are proportional. So we know they are similar. In today's objective, we are working always with similar polygons. So it's not going to come out and tell us that they're similar. We just know that they are similar, that they are proportionate, because that's what we're working with. We already know these are proportionate. So we're going to see how we find a missing side of those similar polygons. We already know they're proportionate. Now we're finding a missing side. So consider the two figures below. When solving for unknown sides of similar polygons, here are two ways you can set up your proportion so we can find our missing side. First, we label them. We have our A and our B. And then for the rectangles, we can see there are short sides and there are long sides. So method one, we're going to put the long side of A over the long side of B. And that equals the short A over short B. So we're looking at long A will go over the long B. Short A will go over the short B. Our method two, we could do long A over short A, and then long B over short B. There are things we need to look at. We're going to get the same answer either way, and we'll see how that works out. Things to keep in mind. Similar units are never diagonal That's looking at the long versus the short, or the A versus the B. They match up vertically or horizontally. So when we look at those two methods, we see there's the long over the long, that's vertical. Long, long, they match up. Then when we look at the other side, we see short over short. Vertically, they match up. Horizontally, going across, we see A to A on the top, B to B on the bottom. So it's always going to be same going up and down, same going across. On our method 2, we see A, B over B. So vertically, they match up. Horizontally, we've got the long, long on the top, short, short on the bottom. So it always matches up and down, and across. We don't ever match up diagonally. So the shorts and the longs are either up and down matching or across matching. Same with the A's and the B's. Does that make sense? So we wouldn't want to see an A here and then an A diagonally across from it. So you always have to make sure up and down they match and across they match. So we're going to see how we use that to solve for the missing side, to find a missing measurement. So we need to solve for our unknown side, and we're going to show our work, how we solved it. So the first step is to label them, the A and the B, all right? Because we need to make sure we're matching up our A with our A and our B with our B. Then we need to decide short and long. Not all shapes are going to be set the same, but sometimes you'll have a shape that's turned or flipped. So like in our last objective, you had to really look at which side corresponded with which side. You can't just say, well, this one's on top and that one's on top. Okay, you have to make sure that they correspond, short with the short. So if I'm going to do that first method, long A over the long B. My long A is my question mark. My long B is 24. Then I have short A is 10 over short B is 15. Here is what I'm going to do. Now's when our diagonal comes into play. I am going to multiply the two numbers that are diagonal from each other. Multiply those two numbers together, and then we're going to divide by that third number. So you're going to need your calculators. And notice how I actually circle and I put that multiplication symbol in there. Then I put a divide here. I want you labeling your problem that way so you remember what operations we're doing. So circle the vertical, put your multiplication in the middle, then divide by that outside number. When we multiply 25 by 10 and divide it by 15, what do we get, Leo? 16. Let's look at the other method. So this was long A over long B. Our other method had long A, our question mark, over short A. Then we had long B over short B. So we set it up differently, but look at what happens. When we multiply on the vertical, or not vertical, we multiply that diagonal, What two numbers am I multiplying together? What should I circle? Vinny?
44 and 10.
Look at that. It's the same two numbers. And then I divide by the 15. That's why it doesn't matter which method you're using, because when you set it up with the vertical and the horizontals matching, your diagonal is always going to be the same two numbers that we multiply together. 2 times 3 is 6, 3 times 2 is 6. Doesn't matter the order they go in, 24 times 10 or 10 times 24. We get the same answer, and then we divide by 15, and we still get that side measurement of 16. Let's look at our second set of polygons. What is my first step? Rhoda.
Label the figures.
Label my figures. I need to pick my A and my B. This helps me keep it straight when I'm looking to match up those A's and those B's. Who wants to tell me an equation that I could write for this? What would that equation look like? What are my two fractions? Are you going to do long over long, short over short? Are you going to do long A over short A? Let's put these side measurements into our fractions. I know Rhoda knows what to do. Who else knows what to do? Alex, give it a try.
Question mark over 25
Okay,
equals 12 over 15.
but what about 24? We didn't use 24. Why didn't we use 24? Any guess? Matt? Yeah, we've got short side to short side. The 24 corresponds to the side. Is there a measurement there? It's extra information. We don't need it. It doesn't have a side to correspond with it. So it's extra. Cross it off. If they had put a number here, let's say they put a 30 there, I could choose which, I have to do the question mark with its corresponding side. You gotta do that one, that's what we're searching for. But if there are lots of side measurements, if they all are measured, you can choose that second set of corresponding sides. This time, there wasn't a number there, so we couldn't choose it. We just had an extra side measurement that you cross off. So Alex was absolutely right. We would have to match up the 12 to the 15 because there was no corresponding side with that 24. Does that make sense?
Yep.
You will see in our homework that we're going to be doing on the next page, there are some that have all the measurements. That's when you choose. You have to choose the question mark corresponding sides. Then you choose which other set of sides to do. So, first step was labeling A and B. Second step was writing the equation. We did the long A over long B, short A over short B. What's my next step? Moses? Not yet. I don't have anything to divide yet. Vinny?
Multiply 25 times 12.
So I'm going to actually draw my circle for that diagonal. I'm going to put my multiplication symbol in the middle so I remember I multiply the diagonals. So I multiply 25 by 12, and then what, Moses? Then I divide that outside number and actually write that division symbol. So you are putting into your calculator 25 times 12 divided by 15. What do you get? 25 times 12 divided by 15. There should be nobody on the second page. We are all on the first page right now. Jude, what do we get?
20.
20. We only have to do one method. You could have done the other method, and we could have matched up our long over our short, our long over our short, and then we would have had the same two numbers that we multiplied, and we divide by that 15. Right? Same two numbers and multiply, divided by 15, we will get that same answer of 20. So you have your steps to follow. Your first step is to label A and B. Second step is to write your equation. Third step is you circle that diagonal and you multiply, you divide by the outside number. So when we look at our homework, I truly want you to show your work. I want you to show your two fractions. Show what you are multiplying and what you are dividing. Make sure that they are labeled A and B. Okay, show all the steps. Be careful looking for if there are any that are flipped. Actually, on our homework, I don't see any that are flipped. On the test, we might see a shape that is flipped. Remember, if you are given lots of, let's see, are we given, some of these we have extra numbers, some of these we have a measurement for every side in the X, so we have to always choose one of our corresponding sides are going to be the one with the unknown. And then sometimes we can choose the other set of corresponding sides, sometimes it's the only ones that match up. Any questions on how to do this? So I truly, truly, truly want to see A's and B's. I want to see your fractions. I want to see you drawing your diagonal with the multiply, dividing by the outside number. Put all the details. The more you do it, the more it's going to sink in what the steps are. Truly, truly, truly do it. Okay? At the very bottom, we do have a time for review. If you don't remember what those words mean, look back at previous objectives. If you finish, make sure you finish your Easter card that we are doing. So finish that Easter card. We need it turned in by tomorrow for the people in assisted living. Then you can work on your Khan Academy. That is due tonight. Work on your math packet. That is due tomorrow. If you finish that math packet, remember, turn it in to me by the end of class for you to be able to fix mistakes. I have to have it by the end of class. You can't turn it in at the end of the day today because I won't have time to correct it for you to fix mistakes. It has to be turned in by the end of class. If you have both of those done and your Easter card done, you can work on your Stations of the Cross coming up and getting those checked off. If you have all 4 of those done, work on practice work. Tomorrow's a retake day. If you have no practice work, then work on something quiet. It is not social time. Ashley, bring it to me. If you are watching at home, I hope you are well, and I hope to see you soon. Have a wonderful day.